Howdy y'all, Michael here. Today is Saturday, June 15th, 2024. I said 23 last week. I don't know why I did that, but probably because I was really tired. Had a full week and a full weekend, but it is June 15th, 2024, and the DFW Ham Expo started yesterday. Unfortunately, I did not take off work in time or put in my days in time, and so I could not get to this event. I did cover for another co-worker, and that's fine. We all need our time off. We all need to learn how to take time off, relax, and enjoy ourselves. But I'm headed to the Vista Mall, formerly the Music City Mall, formerly the Vista Ridge Mall, which was one of the most popular malls in my teenage years growing up. And it's not quite what it was at one time, not quite as full, but it is still in operation, and we're going to that ham radio event, the DFW Ham Expo. So let's go explore it together. Come hang out with me. A couple of wrong turns. It's been a while since I've been to the Vista Mall. In fact, it's been since last year. It's not a mall that I frequent. Not many stores in there that I really get into. Like I said, it used to be the big, robust mall for the North Dallas area. I guess you can see the greater North Dallas area. It is in Louisville. But, again, it's not what it used to be. Try to remember that blue sign. What was that? All right, here we go. This is the tailgating section we're pulling up on now. Bright colored shirts there. Those look like some amateur radio club shirts. Time to find a parking space and start my day here. DPs are set up. This officially opens at 7 a.m. Getting ready for the tailgate. It's not as hot as it was last year. Last year was a scorcher. But we'll see as the hours go on here. Alright, going to entrance 6, which is the food court. Can't carry your firearm here unless you're LEO. Smile, you're on camera. It's very quiet in here. See if we can find our people. It is quite empty. Door's not open just yet, but we have the Metrocrest Amateur Radio Society, MARS. That's the Carrollton Club. Richardson Wireless Club, out of Richardson, Texas. The Denton County Office of Emergency Management. They're not a ham club, they're the actual Office of Emergency Management. The Denton County Amateur Radio Association has been kind of spearheading this whole event every year. And the Lake Area Amateur Radio Club in the Colony, it's right around the corner from where I live. Then we have K5 UTD, that's the University of Texas Dallas, that's their club. And Garland's joining us as well, the Garland Amateur Radio Club. So got a few extra clubs here, and this event's going to be growing year after year. Oh wow, look at that. I think I found a motorcycle shop. I'm definitely going to be checking that place out today. In a mall, motorcycle dealership. How cool is that? Coming in to set up and didn't catch this one. This is Louisville's club, the Louisville Amateur Radio Association. So he's here, or they are here rather, with all the other clubs being represented today. In another room, I found the Bedford Amateur Radio Club. How cool is that? And the DFW Unix Users Group. Just walking across the mall here. Getting some steps in. And I had no clue this was here. A World War II museum. All guns are non-functioning toy models. That's actually World War I vintage, the helmet. For a private tour, you can call George here. World War II Museum. That is pretty amazing and pretty full. It's 48 star flag there. Little tube radio right there. This is the German section. If you get offended by the Nazi flag there on display at a museum or in a appropriate setting, understand that is not celebrating the Nazi regime. That is actually celebrating the defeat of the Nazis. And it is a war prize. It is showing that we overcame the Nazi regime and that they are no longer around. Does racism still exist? Yes. Anti-Semitism? Yes. Oppression? Yes. It still does survive in this world. But that is a reminder that we should not go back to that again. And we need to avoid it at all costs. So that is a flag of victory, or a symbol of victory, that we have captured their flags. It is not a celebration of their legacy, which is a horrible, horrible legacy to have. Look at over here, it looks like we have power equipment for sale. And a Christmas tree of sorts, a purple Christmas tree. But there's a ton of equipment in there. My friend Nancy and I were having a discussion of the Texas accent, and I have it full on. I have a full on. Northwest Dallas is where I came from, or at least that's where I grew up, per se. And so there's certain words that I have trouble enunciating sometimes. The word Denton with a T. A lot of times you'll hear me say Denton, not even touching the teeth there. And that's just part of the Texas vernacular around here, to have the soft T's. But Denton County is where we're at. In fact, I was retaking the first part of my video over and over because I wasn't pronouncing my T's and it was bothering me. But she said, Michael, that's normal. That's the Texas accent, to have that soft T. Almost an N for the T, for Denton, Texas. And speaking of Texas, they do have a Texas souvenir shop here. I think the T in Texas gets pronounced quite emphatically. Texas souvenir. Holy cow, they got a fencing company. Not like a wood fence, but a fencing company with swords and stuff. I never knew that fencing was a big thing around here. Apparently it is. There's the court there. Okay, the heat's starting to turn on here, so we'll quickly peruse the outdoor tailgating area. Welcome to Texas. That sun is hot. Just going through here. Just people selling their wares outside. Tailgating is usually a little cheaper. It's open air.
You see, Jay had some
and can have a lot of different things there, from radio equipment to sometimes you'll see some computer equipment, because computers actually works with ham radio quite well. In fact, a lot of things you have in your cell phone came from ham radio. Just think about it. Texting, that was a ham radio thing. Plenty of antennas up here. The microphones, radios. You name it, we have a variety. Well, switch panel here.
Man, I might need that one day.
It's just been sitting around.
Really cool vintage stuff as well. If you're into vintage radios, rebuilding vintage radios, this is a place to go to.
And she tried to pay him, like, no, just don't go to sleep. Just give us a review.
What do you got here?
Got an ACOM 1010 amp. I got a FTDX 3000 AC, and an oldie but goodie, the FT 990.
Very sweet.
Tell it's gone. Yeah, I'll let folks know.
It's lots of cool vintage stuff here. And tubes. Tubes are still popular in ham radio. Tubes are not as subject to EMP attacks as solid state is. So, plus they have a nice sound. Used in music and ham radio. All right. It's cool stuff out there. But I'm going back into the AC. It was nice and cool this morning, but this asphalt heats up quickly. It's trying to get a little crowd build up here. You never know who you're going to see out here. It's Tank Radio!
Tank Radio! How are y'all doing over there in the UT plants?
Cool. So, what are you getting here, Frank?
I'm here to have fun.
There you go. That's the best part.
I'm spending my money elsewhere right now, but I'm having fun today.
Oh, awesome. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
There's Mike. Mike, what are you doing today?
We are testing radios 443.78 megahertz. And there it is. Very sensitive, good radio.
So right now, what are you testing?
We're testing the receiver on FT100E. Now we're going to test this transmitter out. It's not noise. Test transmitter now. Audio, 20 watts out. Good deviation. Frequency is a little bit low, but well within specifications. Audio. Nothing wrong with that. 17 watts out. So I don't know what the specs are for output on this thing. They may have said for. I didn't check into that.
I think it was. I just saw it was like 25 or 30 watts on.
Okay.
70.
So it's probably like a low power, but I can't tell you if I'm just looking at it.
Okay.
But there's nothing wrong with this radio. Both the HF and the UHF work just fine.
Okay.
So this is Ken's table. Ken, you only got one thing on your table.
Yeah,
Look at that.
one thing, and they're going like hotcakes.
They are.
So, and it's a power pole connection on one end. But if something happens to your power pole connection out in the field and you need a repair, you don't have your crimpers with you, as long as you can cut that wire and strip it, you have the world's fastest Anderson power pole connection. You're back in action, back on the radio.
Oh, very cool. So do you have a website? Because
Then go to my QRZ webpage, Kilo Echo 5 Echo Zulu Zulu, right down here. My card's right there. You can probably zoom in on that one.
all right.
Yeah.
There he
And
is.
my email address.
Is KE5EZZZ, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
Yes, sir. All right.
The British Canadian version or the Texas version of it.
Yeah. It's ZZ, it's all the same thing.
So it's called AP Quick Cons.
AP Quick Cons.
And that actually makes sense. The more to think about it out in the field,
Yeah.
because if the stuff breaks, you don't have your tools with you.
And the next thing I'm working on are MC4 Quick Cons. because people buy the power panels, solar panels. They don't have tools to fix this. If something gets broken with a connector,
Right.
as long as you can cut that wire, strip it, you got power back on your line.
Oh, that's very cool. And
Yeah,
is it
so-
a different gauge wire on the end? That can
18 to 12 gauge wires.
Okay.
Yes, so it'll handle 20 amps.
Oh, very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
All right, look me up.
All right,
Send me
will
an
do,
email.
sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Michael.
Amen.
You have a great
All right,
day.
You too. Bye-bye. Got out my raffle ticket here. The raffle tickets goes to a little barrel, and it's got some nice door prizes there. Some of them are very nice radios, and there's gift certificates and so on and so forth. So I'm going to put my name on this one and put it in the bucket. There we go. Simple instructions. Insert here. So, feed the barrel. The doors have opened, and my goodness, there's a lot of people in here. But this is only the half of it. We got a room clear on the other side there. All right, can go to the quiet area here. So if you're wondering why they get these big, beefy fans out here, if you're wondering why we got these big, beefy big beefy hams, yes, but big beefy fans for the big beefy hams in here is because the AC actually went out in this room. So as hams, we always try to adapt, and it works. It works well. Mars is also in here with her table. Hi, how are y'all doing? It's been a while. It's been a while. So Mars has a whole bunch of stuff they're selling. Help raise money for the club as well. A lot of plugs there for a bird meter. Lots of individuals got tables this year. And here's a few radios. If you're wanting an HF, there are plenty here. Lots of bugs. Bedford Amateur Radio Club's out here. A lot of vintage gear in here as well. There's more people that are coming out here, they just haven't made it. But you'll see their names and calls on the table here. And some really old vintage military equipment there. This is a receiver for the Signal Corps. That is cool. And our friends from HRO are here. That's a ham radio outlet, hamradio.com. And I bought my first radio from this company before they came to Texas. So they have 12 locations now. A little homemade antenna there. There's a Heathkit transmitter. That's a monster. Beautiful stuff here. It's a big swap meet, but it's growing. And I hope to soon have some sessions where we can talk about ham radio and different aspects of the hobby. But right now it's a place to mix with hams and a little bit of fellowship and find some of those hidden gems here and there. It's amazing as how many people I know from all across North Texas that are on ham radio. If you want a community, this is definitely a community. And there's so many splinter groups of this community, whether you want to do just contacting long distances or volunteering in your community, to even flying little radio airplanes if you want to, without interfering with the non-ham frequencies. There's ham frequencies just for that. So truly some amazing things you can do with this hobby. I love this monster right here. the Heath Kitmaster. So every year, ham radio operators in the greater Dallas-Fort Worth, or in the North Texas area for that matter, had an event called HamCon. HamCon kind of died with COVID, and when we had the COVID breakdown. And so for a year or two, we did not have a big ham radio event in North Texas. And North Texas is a very populated area, so not having a ham radio event was a huge deal. So a few people in the Denton area, mainly with the Denton County Amateur Radio Association, and some other clubs as well, decided we need to have our own ham event again, and because there's such a strong community. So as a test event, just a few years ago, they opened one, and there was a huge outpouring of people coming out here. That year was just it was more just a swap meet than anything. And then the next year it grew some more. So this is either the third or the fourth year, and they actually ended up getting 2 storefronts here at the Vista Mall, and we have some larger vendors coming in, such as HRO, which is a national commercial chain that has 12 stores across the United States. So it's growing, and hopefully next year we'll have room to have some seminars. That's the goal. We talked about it for this year, but didn't quite get there. But next year, hopefully, it'll expand even more. And I'm going to sneak behind Roger here, behind the glass, but he's got it set up too. So since we have 2 large rooms, we have 2 testing areas. Roger's taking care of one, and Mike is taking care of the other. Celebrities here.
No,
so
not
Paul. If you watch the Go Kid Challenge, Paul brought his Milwaukee setup.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen that, he's got one of the most incredible portable ham shacks. The entire ham shack on wheels.
Yeah.
So
I've already started changes for next year, so looking forward to doing that again.
all right. But that was impressive, Paul. Everybody was talking about that on all the YouTube channels.
I've had so many people contact me and stuff. I was really surprised. I'm glad people enjoyed it.
Here it is, June. It looks like Santa's left his place here. A little bit of cotton on top for a snow effect. This mall used to be packed all the time. Malls are not completely dead in the US, but there's a few of them that are pretty busy. We have one in Frisco that's got lots of traffic coming through. Like this one used to. I was wanting to come in here when this place was open, and I should have walked downstairs. It looked like they were having a motorcycle safety foundation course, the MSF, which is now required to get your motorcycle license. But it's Lone Star Bikers is the name of the place. And I guess they're selling motorcycles here. Or this may be just for the courses, because I'm looking, every headlight has a number on it. So that's telling me that these are probably motorcycles just for the motorcycle safety course. Kind of sad I missed it. But yep, that's what it is. It's just the course. They're not selling bikes here. Not a dealership. They're all smaller bikes, probably 250s, I'm gonna guess. Oh, they even got a scooter here. Looks like an old little Honda there. It's about 12:35 in the afternoon. Temperature is 90 degrees and sunny. And this is the hot room with the broken AC system. A lot of purple units here. But I think we're doing okay. I think a lot of tables have already cleared out already. A lot of stuff being sold here, a lot of good deals being done. But this place has just got to grow. I mean, this event is going to be growing next year, bigger and bigger, to where we are from the pre-COVID days, and that's what we want. But lots of good stuff going on here. Lots of good stuff. So one of the things they're doing here is they are trying to find A fox. Have y'all found that fox yet?
Yes.
Okay, don't say where it is. But how hard was it to find?
Extremely.
See, Andrew got a little more sneakier this time than yesterday, I guess.
Yes, very.
It's that away.
That away, definitely.
So-
It resonates through this entire court.
How did you find it? Tell us what process you used.
Well, HT, and went 433, 195, which is 5 kilohertz off. Remove antenna, and then try to block. But it didn't work very well because this whole area
This is reflecting
is
that.
just reflecting the
Somehow
signal.
it bounces off of the dome and it actually uses the dome
So
as
we searched all the way down that cord, all the way down this cord.
Basically, we searched the entire
was
mall.
pointing.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I saw groups of people walking from place to place to place. This is a big pack, so. Well, I'm glad you found it.
Yeah. I'm glad Coleman found it without a radio. He was looking all morning and his battery died.
His battery died, he lost his antenna.
Just having a bad day.
Yeah. Along with the ham radio groups that are out here, which we have several in the county and outside the county. Richardson actually in Dallas County, and Mars is Carrollton, Louisville. But the Office of Emergency Management is out here with us as well. And this is Victoria with the Office of Emergency Management. Victoria, what is the Office of Emergency Management doing out here for?
So today we're doing a public education event. We coordinate a lot of our response and preparedness efforts with the Ham Radio Club and CERT. And so I just brought out some information to talk about not only Office of Emergency Management and how to sign up for emergency notifications, but how to join our CERT team, and then also how to join Denton County ARES and be a part of our response team.
So we know a little bit about CERT. CERT is the emergency response team, and they're kind of the hands and feet of what happens when they get called out to assist the first responders. But what does ARES do in the emergency management scope?
So we're very unique here at Denton County. We involve our ham radio operators with Denton County ARES with part of our CERT. So recently we've responded to some critically missing in search and rescue, and so what we will do is we'll put a ham radio operator with a CERT team while they're doing search and rescue. That way they can do radio communications back to the incident command. Or if our CERT team is out doing disaster assessments, they can also do radio communications.
Right, and amateur radio is well known in Denton County for the storms. So how does Skywarn benefit National Weather Service and your office?
So during an activation, when we activate the EOC, we actually listen to the ARES net. Not only does our department at the county, but the National Weather Service. And they rely, and we rely on the information that storm spotters on the ground provide, that real life information. That way we can match it with radar interpretation so we can get a kind of like a ground view and just accuracy that the storm spotters can provide.
Right, and that tells you what the next steps you need to do as an emergency management group.
Correct.
So, well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Denton County Office of Emergency Management, they do have the CERT teams here. If you're interested in CERT, there's a QR code there. And if you're interested in emergency management notifications, here is a great QR code in case anything happens. Always have multiple ways of receiving your warnings. Don't just rely on a weather radio. Please do not rely on the outdoor warning sirens. Everything is subject to failure, so have multiple ways of getting your warnings. So thank you very much, Victoria.
Thank you.
More and more tables are starting to be cleaned out. A lot of good deals out here this year. And next year is going to be even bigger. But crowd's a little light right now, but people tend to come in droves whenever it's time for the drawing. So they have the 12 p.m. drawings. What's the final drawing, Andrew? Final drawing?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
FTDX10.
For FTDX10, which is an expensive HF radio. And those radios are the type of radios that will go around the world. I personally remember being in the cargo trailer out on the camp out, and we call that cargo trailer Econ. You've seen it in a few of my videos, but I contacted Chapman Islands off the coast of New Zealand from a campsite using a cargo trailer that had a little screwdriver antenna mount on side. So it's amazing what you can do in ham radio, and that was without any use of the internet or any infrastructure. That was my radio to the radio on the island off the coast of New Zealand. Yeah, we got a security breach here. They let Prep Ham Paul in, but they understand.
Okay, although I'm not happy with this fold they've got in my hat.
Oh no.
We just got it today.
You need some glow iron, something like that.
Because a lot of folks have got a shirt this, and then they gave me a free pin.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
I'm not sure where I'll be this year for field days.
That's the big mystery. Everybody lost their field day slides this year anyways because of flooding, so.
I might go somewhere further. I don't know, we'll see.
Awesome. Back here in the back, they're actually doing amateur radio testing. So that's why I'm whispering. But people are taking their test are back here. And the VEs, or the voluntary examiners, are up here. People getting their ham license at a Ham Expo. Pretty cool. I didn't want to get too terribly loud back there, but I had my camera charger back there. So I had to change my battery out. So, but that's actually where they're doing all the testing for amateur radio licenses, from the tech to the general to the extra class, which are the 3 classes that we test for today. So tech, you can do all local stuff, some international stuff, but it's in the general that you really sort of expand it. And the thing to get really is the extra, because you get all the privileges that you're afforded in the United States. And some other countries will recognize your license. So if you're traveling, you can go to some of these other countries and be able to do ham radio in those other countries as well. It depends on what they call reciprocal agreements. Some countries you have to buy a license, but you don't have to take the test because you have your test from your home country when you have an extra class. So each country has their own set of rules, and it's a good thing to follow them, because it gives you not only time to have fun with ham radio here in the United States, talking to people around the world, you can actually be around the world talking to people here in the United States as well. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Well, they called out the winner when I was in the other room. We were putting up tables. And it looks like they're continuing to put up tables here. Some great prizes this year. They had a nice little HF radio. They had the FTM 500DR, which is a VHF UHF. Kind of put in your vehicle as a mobile radio. But always a success. It gets a little bigger every year. I was in the other room putting up tables, and I think we're going to start putting up tables here as well. So time to clean up. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it. But for now, y'all take care. Be safe. Bye.